The main difference between these Eastern European girls here in Romania and Bucharest and the Western girls, and I'm definitely someone that can comment on this, by the way, because I've traveled the world for 10 years and I'm just in this new apartment here in Bucharest. Well, not new, I'm just in an apartment here in Bucharest for the weekend. I'm actually in the center of town. So the main reason why I'm allowed to comment on this and not some other nobody is because I've been traveling for 10 years and I've done a shitload of time in America, and I also was awarded the green card to go live in America, right? So I've lived plenty of time in the States. And I'm a digital nomad, so I can literally go anywhere I want, anytime, literally zero commitments, thankfully. Haven't got a wife, haven't got kids, and I'm actually grateful for that, so I can keep on the move. But what I've noticed from being in this part of the world is that the Eastern European girls are still a little bit more primitive and traditional. And that is fucking good for us traditional conservative type men. Because to be honest, I'm actually quite a conservative dude. I might seem super new age and liberal and progressive, and I am to a certain degree. Talking about like eating magic mushrooms and not drinking alcohol and I don't know what else, like obviously accepting everyone for who they are. You can be trans and lesbian. I don't particularly care. I'm not conservative in that sense. I don't believe it's wrong, to be trans or to be gay. I don't care. You can be whoever you want to be. And I actually like befriend those people. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But in this instance, when it comes to choosing a life partner, or when it comes to choosing to hang out with women, I definitely like to hang out with more conservative women. The new age women are more fun to hang out with. So the Americans and the Canadians are more fun, right? You'll smoke weed with them, you'll have a drink, you'll do some drugs with them, you'll have some wild sex. And they're definitely like more liberal when it comes to sexual freedoms, right? So the Western girls, when I say Western, I mean North American. They are more fun in the short term. But when it comes to the long term, man, most of those girls are going to give you a hard freaking time. And they can't be necessarily blamed for it. It is society, it is the general media approach. Men have been crushed. Masculinity is definitely under attack. So we've definitely been crushed over the past 10, 15 years especially. So just to give you an idea of dating life here in Romania, when I scroll through girls' dating profiles, a lot of them will mention stuff like, looking for a masculine man, looking for a serious man, looking for a man that could guide me, looking for a man that could lead me. Like most of these girls are saying the same things. They want a masculine dude to take control, to guide them, to show them the way. Now look, I'm not saying Eastern European girls are easier. Like all girls are a pain in the ass, to be completely honest. Like all girls are gonna give you a hard time. They're all emotional, they're all a bit of a headache. They're all just like, oh, God almighty, I've got to deal with this girl's bullshit emotions, and you got to deal with a lot of crap. It just comes part and parcel with the nature of just hanging out with a girl. Like I've been staying at my boy's house. We've got a house up here in near the airport in Bucharest. And he's one of my best friends, and I've stayed with him for 6 weeks now. Not one argument, not one tiff, not one problem. We're just boys, we're just logical, shit's just easy. You don't like something, you say it. When you stay with a woman, life is so much more difficult because she's just emotional. So, like she'll be passive aggressive. She won't really tell you what you did, or like you'll play all these puzzly weird games and stuff. And a lot of that is the reason why I'm still single, and I'm single for a reason as well, because I've got the options, because I'm like decent looking, got a good body, got good money, and got the freedom. Why would I want to stick with one woman? It's like, doesn't make sense. Let me keep exploring and enjoying the world until I get a bit old and raggedy, and then I can't obtain a beautiful woman. Then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, then it's panic stations. But anyway, back to Eastern European girls, man, these girls are so feminine and it's just so lovely. They're so feminine. They really fall into their femininity. They let you lead the charge. They're loyal. They've got boundaries. And they don't really tend to sleep with you on the first night. Now, you'll get a lot of guys who'll be like, yeah, they do. Yeah, man, I get one night stands. Yeah, I know you get one night stands, dickhead. But in comparison to Western girls, they do not sleep with you on the first night. They don't give it up like that. They are not hoes. They're not all about experiences and adventures and cool nights. They're more about boundaries and values, right? Do you understand that shit? A Romanian girl, and all this, I was just in Budapest in January. I got a great girl there that I'm trying to fix something with. It's not really working because of my travel schedule. And all the other Eastern European countries I've been to, I went to like Serbia, Belgrade last year. I'm planning to go back there. I've been to Ukraine. I've been to Russia. All those women very much focus on value and boundaries, family values, boundaries of her body. Her body is a temple. You can't just sleep with her. You can't just get her naked. You can't just bang her on the first night. You're not going to plow her with drugs on the first night and she's going to go insane. You obviously have those girls here, but in general, these Eastern European girls will not do one night stands like off the bat. It does happen, sure, but when they're in these sorts of countries, maybe when they leave and they go to Miami and they go to New York and they let loose and they're around those other crazy bitches, then they're gonna let loose. They're gonna be like, I'm living my best life. Then all of a sudden they switch into living my best life mode. But over here, they still have boundaries. They still have values. It's funny. It's the reason why the Tate brothers live here. Bless them. They're bloody locked up right now, aren't they? Because the UK government is after their ass. But the reason why the Tates moved here, and they're absolutely right, is because the women are traditional and they're also gorgeous. Not only are they traditional and loyal to masculine men, but they're also absolutely gorgeous. The girls here are stunning, much hotter than English girls, by the way. I'm from London and English girls are controversial chat here. English girls are ugly compared to other girls in the world. Facts after 10 years of traveling. Much prefer American girls. I think American girls are hotter than English girls. Again, these are generalizations. Just remember, I make generalizations. There are always anomalies. There's obviously beautiful English girls. There are obviously Romanian girls that have a one-night stand. But the general consensus is more important to give you that sort of advice than to just be like, I have this story of mine. No, I have many stories, a shitload of stories, a shitload of experience to shed onto you to say, if you want a good, loyal woman who has boundaries, who has values, who will still cook for you, who will still clean your house, who will still do these things for you because you're the man, who will still let you guide her and lead her, then you want to be living in this part of the world. You want to be living in the East, okay? Eastern Europe especially. And then the further east you go as well, Vietnam, Thailand, China, Korea, very submissive, wonderful woman. There's a clear split between the East and the West here. So, and another thing is the culture here is super interesting, by the way. Like a lot of the guys actually cheat on their women. Now, I don't condone that and I don't think that's right. I don't think that's nice. I don't think women should be abused like that. I don't think their loyalty should be abused like that. But a lot of Romanian men cheat on their women, right? And it's just like, it's almost like standardized, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Another very interesting thing I heard from a couple of people is one guy said to me he had a baby about 6 months ago and he hasn't changed the diapers once in 6 months. Profound. As opposed to Western men who are probably changing the diapers 50% split with their missus, or sometimes even more than their missus, because guess who's winning in the Western world these days? That's right, feminine energy is dominating masculine energy in the Western world. So the Western chicks are good for fun. They're good for sleeping with. Again, in general, there are obviously some wonderful American girls. And there are obviously some wonderfully loyal American girls out there. Maybe after they've had their college spree. But it's like the part of the culture in America to go to college, to have your spree, to sleep with the jock, to fuck around and go on adventures and take drugs and go to Miami and get smashed by a basketball player. It's all part of the experience. It's all part of society. It's all part of the nature. It's around you. You can't escape that shit. So how you have to go against the grain. Whereas here, if you're some slutbag having one night stands doing loads of drugs, then you're the girl that's going against the grain and you'll be slut shamed. And in my opinion, rightfully so. Now, there is no right or wrong in morality here, but this is just what I like. And this is what I think if there's masculine men listening to me on this and you're a G and you've got your shit together and you're in shape and you're relatively conservative with your views when it comes to relationships, my bro, you want to come to this part of the world. I'm going to keep traveling these Eastern European lands. I'm going to go back to London for a few days to see my family. And I've got a birthday of a best friend there. And then I might go to either Albania, I might go to Montenegro, or I might go back to Belgrade, Serbia. Right? I want to hang around in more of these sorts of places because the women are fucking absolutely gorgeous. They're stunning, banging bodies. I literally don't see fat people here. And like I said, these girls are much more in line with my values. I could find a wife in this sort of place and I could bring her around the world with me, It'd be more handy if she had a remote job, to be honest. I don't want to have to... Most of the girls you meet here, they do, unfortunately, you have to look after them, right? They're not exactly balling. They don't exactly have that much money, right? So you're the one that has to actually carry the relationship. Western girls are going to give you a hard time, my guy, because she's empowered. Your Western woman is empowered. So she'll tell you to shut your mouth. And you can't tell her to shut her mouth because all of her friends would be like, oh, you're independent. Oh, you can't tell him to say that. Oh, he's not. Oh, who does he think he is? Oh, why? You can find someone better. Oh, my God. It's the worst thing is a Western girl's friends. They will absolutely pollute her mind. They will not take your side ever. They will literally, and even the family, like, oh, if you're not happy with him, if he's like, oh, he went out with his friends the other night instead of hang out with you. Oh, then, he shouldn't be hanging out with his friends. He's probably drinking and cheating on you. And that's the kind of shit that you get in the Western world. So Western men are having a much harder time than Eastern men, I can tell you that. These Eastern European boys, they've got a much easier ride than you, my bro, out there in the States or the UK listening to me right now. You think you're a G with girls? You're not a G. You're getting taken for a ride. You're definitely getting taken for a bloody ride. I know that for a fact because I've seen it with my own eyes. Now, I also have a couple of wonderful women that live in the States, and they're pretty loyal and they're pretty feminine, but like at any moment that shit could change. At any moment that girl could change, that girl could snap. And also the court of law sides with the woman in that side of the world, right? So you get crushed. Right, you have a divorce, she cheats on you and decides to divorce. She takes half your shit and custody of the kids. What the hell kind of bullshit is that? So I don't want to live somewhere where my I'm not respected as a man. And I don't think in the Western world, I don't think the courts respect the Western man anymore. I think they completely side with women. And I think a woman can completely crush your life in the West. Whereas here, that's not really part of the culture. And I think even the police and the politics and the economy and the values, all of it kind of still supports the man and realizes that, like, okay, there is definitely an oppression of women here to a degree, and I don't support that either. Maybe it's a bit too extreme. But all I'm saying is, you want a nice, loyal, beautiful woman? Come to Eastern Europe because you're going to find some fantastic women here. You want to have fun and just fuck around and just have some fun sex? Go to Miami, go to New York. You'll have a great time. You'll have a fun dating life, but it won't necessarily be that serious. And even when you do get serious and you do find the woman that you want to be with in the West, whether it be New York or LA, good luck maintaining that girl. You ain't going to maintain her for shit, because she's going to have a high body count, and the chances of you staying with her in the long run is pretty damn slim, my bro. I could talk about this for years on end, and I will continue to do so, because even once you've married that Western girl, girls in the UK are still like not as bad as American girls. American girls are, they've gone wayward, and they've gone way too far with some of their ambitions. American women are like men. That's what's going on. They are the ones that wear the pants. They're the ones that will go and cheat on you. They're the ones that will be like, I'm going out with my girls tonight. Yeah, you do your thing. Peace out. You can look after the kids. That's the state of the world affairs. Those are the generalizations. There are obviously anomalies, but I'm having a great time here, and I'm not leaving Eastern Europe, even though I'm an American resident. I'm sticking around here, not just because it's cheap, like, I can afford to live anywhere, but because I just love the values of the women here, and they're also stunning. Could end up finding me a wife. Found a great girl last year in Hungary, Budapest. Great city, by the way. Great, feminine, loyal, wonderful women. Isn't that what you want?